from when he released How I Met Your Mama, I knew that this might be my favorite project because it felt so back to the basics of Mwanzo, in the instrumentation and in the feel. It had that Mwanzo warmth.
Hakuna cha subliminal hapa, sio kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the cottage and how deep you are, how sick you are.
Why? Sana kwa sana album reviews. Karibu sana kwa another album review. Shukran sana for being here. Kama ni mara yako ya kwanza kwa to the channel, karibu sana tu sana kwa sana. If you've been here before, kama wewe ni regular viewer ama subscriber, asante sana for your support to the channel. And kama umeona some of our videos, you might have seen this face and you might have seen this face pia. Na they are back with us for a special edition ya hizi reviews, na tuko grateful sana for having them here. Na as the title inasema ya hii video, tuko about to review a debut project by Fancy Fingers, Sauti Sol's own. Tume-review Bold Men Love Better by Bien na Aaron Rimbui, and the second member of Sauti Sol who's dropped their project ni Fancy Fingers, na tuko about to get into this review. Tukifanyanga these reviews, our aspects ni tatu, that's production and musicality, concept na idea, and the content and themes of a project. This is Kafura, alikuwa nasi kwa Shindushi, na Aside of Me by Nikita, and Jungle Fever by Octopizo. This is Viva Mlakeki. You can get that reference ukiona our review ya Kitenge by Nviri the Storyteller, na ukiona review yetu ya our reaction ya ya Buttress. So how did you feel kuhusu hii project ya Fancy Fingers? You can start us off. Mimi niko hapa ku take in the wisdom like you are.
Niko peti. Basi tuanze na wewe. Mfanye.
Tell us about your
about the album in overall. Well,
your further studies.
It is interesting that he chose to go that way, I'd say, especially because watu wengi wenye wako featured kwa hii kitu, kama sasa tuseme mtu kama Nyasha Njawai bibi yake ama mtoto wake.
Kuna flowers, kuna hiyo
no, like
kwa beach.
Kuwa na yeye kwa video.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have not seen that either. But it is interesting and kind of sweet to see. But my disconnection comes where we are referring to our fathers. Some of us don't have fathers, so we have never experienced that shit before. And kidogo nilikuwa na feel kama si wimbo nafaa kuwa nasikiza. Yeah, but I listened and I was like, can I wait for 3 minutes for this one to end? Yeah, so kuna parts zilifanya ni feel. The production of the project generally, I mean, Sauti Sol. Me kwanza, I was shocked. This guy sings.
Like 10 years
in my head, I never had it that obviously for him to be there lazima ikue anaweza imba, anaweza fanya vitu, but he actually sings,
yeah, and beautifully,
and dances. Lakini hapo kudance tumetoka mbali.
Acha kusema kudance.
Hapo kwa kudance tumetoka mbali.
All those videos.
Hapo kwa kudance tumetoka mbali sana. But at least this is the one place he actually managed to do it, yeah. And it was just interesting to experience. Yeah. But overall, I think it is an amazing album. That child will be really happy.
Basically.
So from the first single that Polycarp released, it was How I Met Your Mama.
Yes, that
How I
was
Met
the
Your
one.
Mama was the
Was the first single, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So from when he released How I Met Your Mama, I knew that this might be my favorite project because it felt so back to the basics of Mwanzo. In the instrumentation and in the feel, that Mwanzo warmth. And Mwanzo is not necessarily my favorite Sauti Sol album, but I cherished that album, so I felt it. So I knew that this was going to be my favorite project from the group, yeah. And then I'm Under Pressure dropped. I was like, wow, it's so minimalist, and even how Nyash fit into that minimalist feel of the whole song. It was amazing, and it made me feel as though Polycarp's voice was the whole instrument. I didn't get a feeling of, oh, there's a guitar here or something else. For some reason, every time I listen to I'm Under Pressure, I just listen to Polycarp's voice, yeah. And then now when the rest of the project dropped, I knew why I was waiting for this. Like, it made me so happy because it's such a beautiful project. It's such a beautiful thing to watch a father get excited about being a father. A father get excited about raising a son. I mean, and like you, I'm privileged to know my dad, and it felt like a reflection of Mr. Nganga, because also Mr. Nganga is always excited to help us out, to raise us, and all that. So yeah, like that put into song, it was a great soundboard. I feel like it will continue to be for even future fathers, yeah. So the other thing I appreciate about this album is that I realize there's no better way to put this. I realize there's a similarity to how Polycarp writes and to how I choose to write. In the sense of, you know how you always tell me whenever I read my work, you know where I am at in life. So even for this, like you knew like at some point Polycarp had fear, and that is how he wrote something like How I Met Your Mama. I think the second verse, yeah. At some point Polycarp was excited to be a dad. At some point it was all mixed, like in a song that issues with Bella. It was just a mix of everything. Like, yeah, so I feel like that too was exciting for me, the fact that he took the time to take us through that journey from the point. I saw someone, I think Magunga, say that everyone needs to listen to this song just as how it has, this album just as how it has been arranged. I agree, because you need to get a feel of every stage, and that is how Polycarp arranged this particular project.
It's also how it's arranged.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, until further notice, this is my favorite project from the 4 projects that we expect from the 4 members of Sauti Sol. Yeah.
2 more. 2 to go.
2 to go. Yeah, but I must admit I'm waiting for
Yeah.
because
You and unashare sentiments na Kakusha, because yeye pia when we had your discussion live on IG, alisema kwake the one that ako most curious for na excited about ni Asabara.
Yeah. Him choosing to collaborate with Della and Yashinsky was very smart. First, Yashinsky also never quite got to share the excitement of being a dad when us got the news from the paparazzis.
Ilikuwa niulize when was this?
Ilikuwa paparazzi.
Ilikuwa niulize when was this?
Ilikuwa kwenye tabloids.
So him featuring on I'm Under Pressure felt like the right fit that that Polycarp would have chosen.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. And then when I listened to the issues, you know the first thing that came to mind? Della is pregnant.
Yeah.
Della is pregnant. And then now she posted the photos like,
Right after.
yeah. And I was like, yeah.
This is why.
Because you can feel the connection. Like, I feel like every collaboration was very intentional, so you could feel the connection.
Yeah.
With every song that someone is on, there's that, I don't want to say spiritual connection,
I like that.
but musical connection.
I like that he used the Burundian drums on most of the songs. Like ilikuwa inaleta feeling in a different sound.
Yeah, it brings the soul from. I mean, actually, that is interesting because again, I have theories.
Kuna theories. What's your theory?
I always do, but that brings soul to the music because now it's connected. Mother, father, it's like a perfect seven. Speak on that theory, but yes, it makes me think. The album in Asia at 7 tracks that been perfect. It's called heaven. But anyway, I'm not but also the other three songs are perfect.
Kind of Sunny and you're watching this. We channel. We've reviewed too much music, and if you need help for people who can produce your work now, who are executive producers, please reach out to us. We can do this. We do this professionally. Na mtulipe vizuri. Napendanga when artists who fanya collaborations that are intentional and zina fit the concept of a song. I enjoy when artists do that. Ulikuwa unasema kitu?
I noticed one very random thing that he keeps calling his child a star in almost all the songs. Like I can count very easily. It's probably 1 or 2 songs when he had a sema solo. Solo means style.
Maybe also that's the name.
Yeah. Another thing that came to my mind was nikisikiza Love Me For Free. It came to my mind that while we are, as children, you're kind of accustomed to generally love your parents, yeah? You love them very unconditionally until you start knowing things and understanding how things are happening and, processing the way you are growing up and how they are as people and all these things. Some parents don't necessarily love their children like that, even from birth. And especially because kuna wale wenye waliza for because they could not get rid of the pregnancy or something of the sort. And this kind of does not come naturally. But when it comes naturally like this, it is interesting to experience. Because me, I do not know how I feel towards. I have very mixed feelings, very heavy mixed feelings towards this father and daddy issues thing. And
that's interesting because nafikiria how different individuals experience the project and what it means to them according to their experiences. That would be an interesting thing to examine. I reacted to Daddy Issues. If you're here, feel free to check out. Nimesikia only 2 songs kwa hii project. Daddy Issues was my first encounter and experience of the project. Sikusikia How I Met Your Mama. Sijaisikia up until now.
You watching the thing he did with fathers. There's a thing he did with fathers. Like Kina Daddy Mato, the Ron Chef who were rugby, and Nameless, and just naming fathers.
I'll go deep into the project. That's beautiful. Alafu nikasikiza Rumba Toto, which pia nilireactia. So those are the only songs that nimesikiza thus far kwa hii project. And Meisifia, I can't wait to listen to it. The Experience Further Studies by Fancy Fingers. You can check out the reviews that I've mentioned. Kuna any other sentiments ungependa ku adisi?
Mimi kumaliza nitasema.
Yes.
It took them 10 years to tell us fancy pussy. But I am not mad because it took 10 years for him to. Well, we know that he's been writing many songs for Sauti Sol and for other artists, but it took him 10 years to give us this masterpiece. I am not mad at all.
Tukiangalia for some of their songs, you harmonize, hata kwa the performances.
Ndio nimesema ni sawa tumekuwa tukijua anaandika na anafanya vitu vingine for both Sauti Sol and other artists. But now for him to give us this solid project on his own, I'm not mad.
Kama umesikiza Further Studies by Fancy Fingers, tuambie kwa comment section what you think about the album, the debut project by him. Na feel free to like the video na kusubscribe here to the channel if you enjoy the content and ungependa kuona more of this. Asante sana kwa kuwatch. Thank you for your time.